To introduce our next topic to you, I have a clip from The Big Bang Theory. Let's get back to the beginning.
Sorry, we cannot do this without Wolowitz.
We can't order Chinese food without Wolowitz?
Let me walk you through it. Our standard order is the steamed dumpling appetizer, General Tso's chicken, beef with broccoli, shrimp with lobster sauce, and vegetable lo mein. Do you see the problem?
I see a problem.
Our entire order is predicated on 4 dumplings and 4 entrees divided amongst 4 people.
So we'll just order 3 entrees.
Fine, what do you want to eliminate, and who gets the extra dumpling?
We could cut it into thirds.
Then it's no longer a dumpling. Once you cut it open, it is at best a very small open-faced sandwich.
Oh, hi, fellas. Oh, where's your annoying little friend who thinks he speaks Mandarin?
He's putting his needs ahead of the collective good. Where he comes from, that's punishable by death.
I come from Sacramento.
Can we get an order of dumplings but with 3 instead of 4?
No substitutions.
This isn't a substitution, it's a reduction.
Okay, no reductions.
Fine. Bring us 3 orders of dumplings, that's 12, we'll each have 4.
That works. No, if we fill up on dumplings, we need to eliminate another entree.
No eliminations.
If we have extra, we'll just take the leftovers home.
And divide it how? I'm telling you, we cannot do this without Wolowitz.
Wolowitz is with his new girlfriend. If you had let me invite Penny, then you would have had your 4th.
Have you seen Penny eat Chinese food? She uses a fork, and she double dips her egg rolls.
We don't order egg rolls.
Exactly, but we'd have to if she was here.
Can we please make a decision? Not only are the children starving in India, there's an Indian starving right here.
Here's an idea. Why don't we just go out for Indian food?
Oh, you are nice boys. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring you the 4 dumplings. When I'm walking over to the table, maybe I get bumped. One of the dumplings fall to the floor. No one has to know.
I'll know.
How about soup? Yeah, we can always divide soup.
What about the wontons?
Now this is the quadratic formula for Algebra 2. All right. Our topic for our next unit is fair division and how do you divide things fairly. So they were struggling with how to divide up a wonton. We will talk about how to divide various things, and so our schedule is here. Today we're just going to do an introduction to this topic and what it means for something to be fair, and then we'll learn some various methods of how to divide different types of things fairly. We'll have a quiz halfway through on the first methods, and then the test at the end over the other methods.
So do we have an extended lunch Tuesday? Because it's like the feast.
I don't think so. At most, maybe it's 5 minutes long. All right, so fair division is like a game where ideally everybody should get to win. Everybody should end up getting what they think is fair in the end of it. In fair division, there are 3 basic elements. The first element is the goods, and that's whatever we're dividing. It could be a cake, it could be a sandwich, it could be stuff like jewelry, cars, money, property. It could be wontons, it could be soup, but it's stuff that we're splitting up. Then there's the players, and those are the people who are splitting up the stuff. It could be individuals or it could be institutions, like if some businesses are splitting up stuff. And then there's the value system, and that is what each player values something to be worth. So, for example, thinking about that last part where it says an estate, which could include jewelry and cars and money and property. I might care more about jewelry than I do about property, so that would have a higher value to me. Or in thinking about splitting up a cake, if the cake is a half vanilla cake and a half chocolate cake. I don't particularly like chocolate cake, so I'm going to value the vanilla half more than I would value the chocolate half. There are 4 assumptions of fair division, and fair division only works if these assumptions are intact. And the first one is rationality, that each player has to be rational in their decision making. It cannot be emotional. So often we run into problems when we start to think about dividing an estate because the players have emotional attachment to certain things, a mother's necklace or something like that. So an assumption of fair division is that to be truly fair, there should not be any emotion or psychology in this, that we should just be thinking about facts and values. The players have to be willing to cooperate and follow the rules of the game because there's no other people refereeing or judging this. That in fair division, it's just the people dividing up the stuff amongst themselves. So they have to all be willing to cooperate with the rules and play by the rules. Privacy is important, and that means that you shouldn't know what other people value. So that if 2 people are splitting up a cake that is vanilla and chocolate, they shouldn't know that the other person likes vanilla more than chocolate, because that could adjust the way that they would play their own half of the game. So privacy is very important. Often this does not work well in real life situations, because if 2 people are buying a cake together and splitting it up, they probably know what the other person likes. Or when children are splitting up their parents' estate, they probably know what their siblings really want and don't want. So this is one that we often run into problems with in real life. And symmetry means that everybody has an equal right to everything. So if 2 people bought a cake, they should each be getting half of the value of the cake. Or if there's 4 children in a will, that each of those children is getting supposedly the same amount of stuff. That one person doesn't have more rights than another person to stuff. So a fair share is defined as the total amount of goods that the person is entitled to. And we would say that it's 1/n of the total value in that person's opinion. So if there's 4 people playing, each person deserves like 1/4 of the stuff in their own opinion. And different people can value things in different ways. Continuous fair division is where there are infinitely many different ways to divide something. So things like a pizza or a cake or a piece of land, we could cut or draw division lines anywhere in there. Discrete fair division is when we can't actually cut up the things. I'm not going to cut up a necklace and give my sister half of the necklace and me half of the necklace. That doesn't make any sense. So a continuous fair division is where something can be cut in infinitely many different ways and we can each get a part of it. A discrete fair division is when we're dealing with objects that we wouldn't want to cut, things that need to remain whole. A mixed fair division would have some of both of those. We're not really going to talk too much about about mixed fair division. We're going to begin by looking at continuous fair division and the different methods that work with that, and then we'll end the unit looking at discrete fair division and the stuff that works with that. All right, so an example. Angelina and Brad jointly buy the chocolate strawberry cake that is shown here. Yours is not in color, but minus you can see what's what. The top is strawberry, the bottom is chocolate, for $24. Suppose Angelina values chocolate cake 3 times as much as she values strawberry cake. Find the dollar amount to Angelina of each of the following pieces of cake. So when we talk about fair division, what we're going to do is set up a ratio that shows their value system. So for Angelina, if we go strawberry to chocolate, it says she values chocolate cake 3 times as much as strawberry. So chocolate would have a value of 3 and strawberry would have a value of 1. Chocolate is 3 times as much as strawberry. So that means the whole cake has a value of 4. Right? The whole cake is worth $24. So how much is the strawberry half of the cake worth to her? Well, if the whole cake has a value of 4 and it's worth $24 and strawberry has a value of 1, that would be 1/4 of the whole. So that strawberry half of the cake is worth $6 to her. Because the whole cake has a value of 4 and the strawberry half has a value of 1. So 1/4 of the cake, even though it's actually half of the cake, to her it's really only 1/4 of what the cake is worth. So it's worth $6.
Question.
Mhm.
Can you divide 24 by 4 and find out that that's 6?
Mhm.
And then for the chocolate half, then just times 6 by 3.
Yep. And so then for the chocolate half, for the next one, that would be 3/4 of the whole value, or $18. 3 times as much as the other half is worth.
Wait, where'd you get 6?
24.
The whole cake is worth $24.
Yeah.
So the strawberry half is 1/4 of her value system, and 1/4 of $24 is $6. Mhm. The slice of strawberry cake that is shown at the top has a 45-degree angle in there. So then we have to think about how much of the strawberry portion is that. So the whole strawberry portion has how many degrees to it?
180.
180, and half of a circle is 180 degrees. And so how much of 180 is 45?
1/4.
It's 1/4. So that is 1/4 of the strawberry part of the cake, and the strawberry part of the cake is worth $6. So 1/4 of $6 is 6 over 4, $1.50. The chocolate slice, 60 degrees. So how much of the chocolate portion is that? A third. 60 goes into 180 3 times. So that's a third of the chocolate portion. The chocolate portion is worth $18 to her. So a third of $18 is $6. That's not too bad. Okay. So in this unit, we're going to be dealing a lot with fractions, which students don't typically like, but are actually very applicable in real life because we're often dealing with parts of things.
Or ACT practice.
Yeah. So we'll be dealing with a lot of fractions in here. So what I want to do is set up a value system, set up a ratio of what each type of thing is worth to them, and figure out how much the whole thing is then, and then work out those ratios or portions of each part. Okay. The next one says, 3 friends are sharing a cake and cut it into 3 pieces. The value of each piece to the person is shown in the table, which are fair shares to each friend, and find a fair division of the cake. Okay, so what we have to do is look at how much does each person value everything together to be worth. So Anna values the 3 pieces together to be worth $12 total. Add up all of Anna's pieces, and those pieces add up to $12. Ben's pieces, if we add up his pieces, that is add up to $15. And Kara, if we add up her pieces, is that $13.50? I better double check that because you guys know me. I better double check that.
It is.
Okay. So then a fair share, since there's 3 people, should be 1/3 of the value that they perceive. So Anna is going to be looking to get at least $4 worth of cake. So the pieces she would be okay with would be piece 2 or piece 3. Because she wants at least $4 worth of cake.
I want $4 worth of cake. Wait, why does she want $4?
Because the whole cake is worth 12, and there's 3 people that they're dividing it up by. So her portion should be a third of the 12 or $4. Ben sees the whole thing as being worth $15, so he's looking for at least $5 out of his piece. So the only piece that looks good to him is piece 3. And Kara has $13.50 for the whole cake, and so divide that up by 3, and she wants $4.50 worth of cake, so she's fine with any of the pieces.
Wait, hold on. Why does Ben get 6.5 and he's only 5?
He's looking for any pieces that are worth $5 or more. Those pieces would make him happy. We're always happy to get more than what we deserve,
Yeah.
but we're not happy if we get less than what we feel like we deserve. So as long as he gets $5 or more, he's going to be happy.
Okay.
So then, given the pieces that would make each of these people happy, we want to find a way to distribute these pieces so that everybody is happy. Since Kara's the only person that would be happy with piece 1, we're going to give Kara piece 1. Because that piece would make her happy and it wouldn't make anybody else happy. Who should get piece 2? Anna, because Ben is only happy with piece 3. So we want to make sure that he gets piece 3. And so now everybody gets a piece that is worth at least what they think is fair. Kara got exactly what she thinks is fair. Anna and Ben ended up with more than what they think is fair, so they're really happy with the turnout of this game. Kara is still happy with the turnout of this game because she still got what she thought she deserved. All right? So that is the game of fair division, is to find a way to split things so that everybody ideally ends up happy in the end.